You want to be a good social engineer? Don't be a dick. Dishonest, inconsiderate, cocky, or condescending, or a know-it-all. Social engineering is easily one of the weirder concepts of hacking because it doesn't require hands on keyboard where you're writing exploit code. In this video, let's talk about some of the tactics that I use in professional assessments which help me gain access, probably some of the stories, and then really some basic concepts that might help you be a better social engineer. The definition is a little bit squishy when it comes to social engineering because negotiation and sales concepts might use social engineering, but if everything is social engineering, then nothing is considered social engineering. So for the conversation we're about to have, social engineering is using misconception, lying, let's just call it what it is. It's using lying and storytelling and emotional manipulation to gain information that's going to lead to more access or access to sensitive information that can present a risk to a company. Tactics usually fall into one of two different categories, and one, let's call the older style of attack, even though it's really prevalent today, but it's just not as successful as the other one. And that's first one is emotional manipulation. When we have strong emotion, when we're under strong stress or excitement or our adrenaline is pumping, we know we don't make the best decisions. So as an attacker, you see this within most notable phishing attacks, which is you need to do this now. And this is where sales tactics comes in. You need to buy it within the next 30 minutes or the discount goes away. I need you to send this check. I need you to reset this password. Your health benefits are not going to be renewed unless you fill out this information. Your pay stub is direct deposit, has an issue, or you're not going to get paid this month. Any one of those things creates a strong emotional reaction in your target, which typically makes them make poor decisions. Now, those are great for one-off type of assessments or phishing or vishing. But when it comes to talking to someone, the reason I mentioned the don't be a dick is because you want to put your target in a position to help you. And this is where it falls into, we'll say, the other category. If this is don't be a dick, this is you should be an ass, a complete ass. And that's affable, succinct, and a good storyteller. You want to leave your target in a better place than they were before. And you don't get that while you're being a dick. They feel like crap because they were emotionally manipulated and drained. Where if you're an ass, they spent time helping you, calling into the help desk, spinning a story. And this is actually what I did on my last engagement. I did the research online. I found an employee who was starting the next month. He had said on social media he was starting. I could guess his start date because most people start work on a Monday. So I guessed his start date. I had his name. I did the background information and I was able to gather enough. But when I called into help desk, I was warm. I was friendly. When she asked me, well, hey, didn't I get an initial password? I used breach database information to find out what typical passwords they were using. And it was some deviation of welcome 01, welcome 02, welcome 03. So I could have used it as password stuffing, but I went with a different tactic. Oh, I cannot find the sticky note. I can't find the post-it note I put underneath my keyboard. That was my introduction to her because it put me in a position where I was the idiot. She needed to help. And she was super helpful and super friendly. And most people aren't going to be a jerk. And this is one of the pieces which makes you feel kind of gross when you do these assessments. And that is a true thing to be aware of when you do them, is you kind of feel gross because you're exploiting the kindness of other people. She was going to be super friendly. It's in the name, help desk. Her goal is to help me. And she did. Unfortunately, she deviated from the standard operating procedures that she was supposed to follow and all the validations. The goal is not to get your victim to click, to open up an email, because ultimately it's kind of easy because most people want to help. You get a strong enough emotional reaction, they're going to open it. So professional engagements tend to be scoped around gaining information that will present a risk to the organization. This might be finding out about a new merger, a new acquisition, software within their environment, what their firewalls are. Some of the most successful social engineering engagements was me pretending to be a vendor, calling in and offering the person money to just complete my survey. And who wouldn't fill out like a $50 gift card survey by giving up all their vendors and firewalls and their help desk and their third-party vendor packages and who they use for development, where their source code is stored, maybe what type of two-factor they have. All of this information usually goes into furthering attack, which opens the company for real risk beyond just like pinpointing a way in and finding a single user credential. Your greatest asset as a social engineer is being affable, being warm, being friendly, but also being succinct with your lies, with your stories. Because I remember when I was a kid, I spilled paint in the garage. My father asked, "Who spilled paint in the garage?" He asked it to the room. And immediately I replied, I said, "I didn't spill the blue paint at the bottom of the stairs." I've always been a terrible liar, but I think that was the dead giveaway. And the best lies within social engineering are the simple stories. I forgot my password. I don't have to go into a big story that my two-factor reset and I can't unlock my phone or anything like that. Maybe it's my phone was stolen and that's why my two-factor isn't there. I can't find my token anywhere. I can't get into my email. Like, these simple stories are the things that go in, but backed up with your open source intelligence, your breach database reconnaissance. Any of this information can help give credibility. The last piece is storytelling. Good social engineers know how to spin a story, one that connects with the person on the other side of the computer, on the other side of the phone, because those are the things we can all connect with. One of the biggest successes I had in a recent engagement was getting the person on video, because the face-to-face interaction is now becoming normal. Being able to see them eye to eye, being able to talk to them, because who is going to get on a computer and show their face if they're trying to break into the company? And that's it's a whole new weird thing that people need to adapt to when it comes to now working from home. Though all the security procedures that we have now have kind of got thrown out of the window. And that's why when I do my social engineering engagements, I tend to say you need to test against the standard operating procedures. You need to see if you can make the person deviate from the standards that they're supposed to be following. So ultimately, you want to be a good social engineer. Don't be a dick, be an ass, and hack on.